Hiya friends, Prepared Suburbanite back at you. Today is Sunday, the 12th of May, and I spent most of the day yesterday trying to take care of a couple of downed trees in our backyard. One that fell across the creek from the neighbor's property over onto mine, and one of mine that ended up on my property and fell over on his. But most of the wood and most of the damage was done on my side of the creek bed. And the creek is basically the separation between our two pieces of property. But there is an awful lot to be considered when you are a suburban homeowner, when you've got to deal with these kinds of things. Now neighbors are usually pretty good about stuff. My one neighbor over there, he and I have discussed what trees may be infringing on his property and his trees infringing on mine, and we've come to some agreement with regard to who's going to take care of them eventually and over time as time goes by. The guy behind me, we've never talked about it, but he's never raised an issue with anything about the trees or anything like that. So that's kind of where I am with this. I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour around here to just give you a sense of what was involved in all these tree cleanups and these downed limbs and all the rest of the debris that comes along with it. So stick around. So there's the big old tree. When it fell, it crossed the creek right over here and took out a whole bunch of what I call wild grapevines. The butt of the tree is over there, probably another 15 yards or so. So it was a pretty tall tree. It was in fairly good shape. Not even sure what kind of tree it really is, and it really doesn't matter. It's not very good for firewood. But here's what I got done yesterday, getting this tree chopped up and all that so that it's in manageable size pieces so I can haul it out and put it in the woods and all that. So yeah, it's some sort of a willow or some sort of a beech tree maybe. So that's part one of what I was up to during the day yesterday, and here is part two. This thing fell probably 3 or 4 months ago, and it crossed the creek the other way, so from my property over to the neighbor's property. And this stump was just nothing but shrouds of junk. There's pieces of it down there. So I finally got it loose. It was hung up on top. Finally got it loose and split it down there. And I'm just going to leave it sit there to let the squirrels give the squirrels a pathway across the creek. So that was part two of how I spent my weekend. And here's part of the debris pile that was kind of left over from the vines and all that were all tangled up in the top of that first tree I showed you that's kind of out there. This was quite a mess. I think some of the wild grape leaves that are in there are pretty good food for the local deer population, but the rest of it is just debris. So that's kind of where we are there. You can see over in the background here is another downed tree. That's been down for a few years, and it's starting to decompose into the soil there. But we've got trees falling down everywhere. I think we can, if we go around the back side here, I think we can get a better look at the far end of this tree there up above it. So if you look out into the woods there, you can see where that tree comes across. So we got one going one way and one going the other way, crossing this creek. But that's not all. So here is number 3. This one fell about a year ago and crossed the little creek behind my house. And out there are still a few rounds that I don't know if I'll ever be able to split them with what I got here. If I had some bigger, heavier equipment, maybe we could split it up, but it's not really very good firewood anyway. It's some sort of a poplar tree, and it was threatening to tip over for a very long time. And so there's that. You can see over there's my little handheld log splitter, firewood splitter, but those rounds are just too darn big to try to put in that little machine there. That's I think it's a 5-ton rated splitter, just hand operated. There's no engines or anything to start up with that one. So that's what that's actually number 3 on the list, but there are more yet to come. And right there is number 4. This one fell down, I believe, earlier this, probably late winter, but in 2024. It was dead and just kind of rotted off the stump and ended up tipping over across the creek, partially hung up there, but not much I can do with it from there. There's really no sense in trying to salvage anything there. It's not even good firewood. And here's the other big one. This one's on my property, and it has tipped over and hung itself up in that fork of that tree right there. Dangerous as all kinds of goodies there, but that just peeled away from the embankment and down it went. I'm glad I wasn't around when it went, but it's certainly hung up there, and that's where it's gonna stay. You see the, I don't know if you can, but there's orange tape around that tree right there, and that means that that's one of the markers when they did the survey of my property here. But my property goes out another, probably 20 yards or so beyond this tree. So that was just a site marker there for that. There we go. Out in the woods right now, and I just wanted to take you on a little bit of a tour of some of the oddball trees that have been a real pain in my neck around my little piece of heaven here. And there's trees falling across the creek, and I think it's all part of, because this is a 45, maybe even 50-year-old neighborhood development. And these trees were probably here as saplings 50 years ago, or a little smaller than they are now. And they just continue to grow. And most folks around here appreciate having the shade and the beauty of the trees around so that they can enjoy during the hot North Carolina summers. They can enjoy some shady areas, and that's why I keep them around. But we have spent probably $10,000 having trees taken out around here. Those that were threatening the house, they were threatening shading the garden, those kinds of things. So we have paid a local tree service to come in and take those trees out of here, and they grind up the stumps, they haul everything away. We had a great time watching them. They were a very professional crew, and it's almost time for them to come back, because there's a couple of trees I've got right now that I'm a little concerned about, that they are potentially a threat to the house. And so I've got to get a couple of estimates to see what it's going to cost to get those trees taken out. Yep, there you have it. Just a backyard tour of some of the work that I had to put in yesterday to make sure that the down trees and tree limbs and all the rest of the debris got cut up and taken care of. So that's it from here. It's pretty tough being a homeowner in a suburban area when you've got to deal with these kinds of issues. The mature trees around here, once they get to be certain height, really become and can be a threat to just about anything that gets in their way. So we've had our share around here. Hope it slows down a little bit, but every time we get a couple of good gusts of wind, thunderstorms, that kind of stuff, I've got work to do. So anyway, this is the Prepared Suburbanite, reminding you to be prepared always, and I'll see y'all on the next video.